Well, praise the Lord. My first video did so well. I guess y'all like me talking. So, it's not many times that the hot topics and the things that go on in the news cross over into the culinary space, but they here, child, and I'm gonna discuss them on my channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, all those things you're supposed to do. I got some notes, so I don't know where this is going to go, but we're going to go there. All right. So there is an influencer in the food space. Her name is Jocelyn Delk-Adams, and she runs an account called GrandBabyCakes. I actually have her cookbook. I follow her work for a long time. So just as a rule of thumb, most people, and I use the word most loosely, but most people who I've been following for a long time, like even as I've been figuring out my life in this journey, I've been following and seeing how they've gone from, taking pictures on an iPhone, taking pictures on an iPhone or Android, to, trying to do their own photography and then edit their own photos and then shoot their own videos, to getting a crew and a staff, and, just the growth and the progression. It makes me happy to see that. And as someone who is a co-laborer in that particular ministry, I get the energy, the work, I get what goes into it. So I applaud anyone who doesn't just rest on their laurels, or they don't look down on somebody else, what somebody else is doing, but they're like, you know what, I'm gonna work this out. Like these people may have said no, or this person may have said no, but hey, I'm into it, right? And to watch Jocelyn go from, just starting out small to where she is now, it's been amazing to see the journey. Now, let me just address this, because I said this in a couple of videos, child. I said, that girl do not like me. That's what I said. I said, that girl don't like me. I don't know what I ever did to her, because I don't think I've ever did anything personally to her. I don't think I doxed her, I didn't scam her. Not her, at least. But I don't think I did nothing to her. But I said, nah, I know she don't fool with me. I thought maybe, let me tell you where I got this from. I got this from, by the way, I'm loving this. This new, sit and talking into this little camera I likes this, all right? I might be doing this a lot more often. I mean, I'm still cooking, don't get me wrong, but I like this conversation we be having. It's like Instagram Live, but on YouTube and whatever. So let me tell you where I got this from. You know how okay, if you're doing the same work as somebody else, people already look at you sideways, and you already be looking at the person that want to be friends with you like, what you want, right? And I think without all the mess with the kitchenista and all this stuff, all the scamming, and we'll talk about that at some point too, but I feel like maybe I saw a comment, or it's clear that the people who have joined forces against me. So the kitchenista, obviously, I'm saying this, but I don't know for sure. But Kevin at Fit Me and Cook, you know what I'm saying? And we were cool at one point, or cool-ish, but then it's I just think all that stuff has happened, and I think I would have been on people's comments or something. You know how you look at something and you look at a comment, and this person comments on this person, the other person comments, but they stop commenting on your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now they still watch. Hello? But they stop commenting, so you go, oh, well, man, maybe I guess, you just kind of assume. So I reached out to her, and I said it on a couple of videos. I said, this girl do not like me. I like her, I don't know, we're from Chicago and stuff. So I was I told her that in the inbox that I was gonna do this video, and I was keep pushing, congratulations, everything's amazing. And she was like, I don't not like you, we just don't talk. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. So maybe that's my Capricorn self getting into my Capricorn head. Maybe we don't have any problem, but I don't have a problem with her, and she didn't have a problem with me. But I guess that's it. There's nothing else you can say beside that, except for we just. So anyway, so Jocelyn does great work. She goes on Good Morning America, and you could Google her. You can see her out here in the space. So apparently, she made an announcement recently that she has a partnership with Williams-Sonoma. So first of all, let's just stop right there and say congratulations, okay? Because it is not every day that we, people of color, black people especially, are partnering with major companies like Williams-Sonoma, right? So for people who, let me see, some of y'all might know, some of y'all might not know. I don't know what y'all be knowing, because I'll be saying like, oh, y'all don't know, and y'all be like, Darius, we know. Or I'll be like, y'all know so-and-so, y'all be like, no, I ain't never heard of them. So I'm not gonna put in your mouth what you may know. But Gabby, there's a food blogger called What's Gabby Cooking, right? Gabby Dawkins, she too is amazing. She's a white girl, has been pushing. She does like a lot of like fresh California like stuff. So like the noodle salads and the larb and, you know, avocado dressings, and, you know, she has an audience for that kind of stuff, right? She's not making, you know, macaroni and cheese, collard greens, cornbread, soup. She ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but she has an audience, right? She has a particular niche, a particular group of people who enjoy what it is that she does, and she's good at it, right? And she's actually pretty funny as well. So the play between her and her husband, it's a joy to watch, okay? So anyway, child, Gabby has she's been with Williams-Sonoma for a long time, and she sells like seasonings, rubs. I don't know what's new that she sells, because, you know, since I sold my house, I'm not really just like checking at Williams-Sonoma like that, but it was like some seafood seasonings, some guacamole starters, just, you know, little things that, you know, that she sells. And I think the partnership is great. Do I know what she's making from that? I have no idea. But to see Jocelyn in the lineup with people like Gabby, no doubt it's amazing. And I really do hope these cakes do well for her, because if the cakes do well, that opens the door, obviously, for bigger partnerships, bigger products, more things down the line. And that just validates the work that you're doing. So she has these cakes that she makes. I don't know what size they are, neither here nor there. And she charges, well, I'm not going to say she, but Williams-Sonoma makes you pay $99.95 for the cake. So $100 for each cake, right? And people are giving this woman flack for selling $100 cakes. Okay? Why? Like, why does it concern you that Jocelyn is selling these cakes with Williams-Sonoma for $100, right? A lot of times people be like, well, it's just too much. Okay. I think the people down to Maserati make cars for people that find value in their product. And if you walk into Maserati talking about, well, I can get it cheaper at Ford, they probably gonna put you in the Maserati and drop you off at the Ford dealership. You see what I'm saying? So the principle that I think is super important for us to understand around here is that when you do business, when you become an entrepreneur, when you start a company, when you start business, you cannot be all things to all people, or else you will be nothing to no one, double negatives intended, right? And so many times, and I get this, you know, I've been in business for myself for a long time. So many times I hear people talking about, well, you should do this, you should do that, it could be cheaper. Listen, how you can't dictate what nobody else could do based on your budget, right? Based on where it is that you find value. Obviously, there is an audience of people that find value in what she does, and they could substantiate the reason why they charge what they charge. Why is there a need for this to be a problem? Further, why can't we just keep scrolling? That's another problem too I have. We'll talk about that later. Why is the ministry of keep scrolling, why that don't rest, rule, and abide in your spirit? Why do we have to get on and say and put down somebody because of their choices to better their lives? See, back when we was all in the gym working out together, it wasn't no problem, right? But when somebody says, I'm going to figure my life out and I'm going to go in a different direction that makes sense to me, and it might leave you behind, now we got a problem. You see what I'm saying? I just wish that human nature wasn't that way, and that you could celebrate with everybody and really hope that nobody had ulterior motives or bad intentions, but unfortunately, that's not the way any of this works. So this woman is getting so much flack for her selling the cakes at $100. And to be honest with you, I don't know why, right? There clearly is an audience of people that say, not only do I have the disposable income, which is a whole other situation, a whole other conversation that we should have at some point about mindset shifts when your income shifts. Huh? I think the song said, things I used to do, I don't do no more. I won't turn back. Okay? But why do we have to give her flack for these cakes? Now, I do want to use our time wisely, because the last video was too long, and this one might be too long too, because I didn't realize how long-winded I am sitting in these people's closet in Minneapolis recording this video. I didn't realize I could go a little long too, but that's all right, because you can fast forward past this, or if you don't like it, you just click off of it, because you done been on long enough that I got my ad revenue already. Praise God. Thank you. All right. So, I hear the comments now. Oh, Darius, you're just upset because it wasn't you. Oh, but if it was you, your tune would be changed. Okay. So I just want to run some things by you real fast. All right. And I know for those people who genuinely like me, because I know some people watching this video sucking their teeth. They ain't even Jamaican, West Indian. They sucking their teeth and they rolling their eyes at this video. Why you let somebody you don't know upset you like this, I don't know. But if you're going to let me upset you, I'm just going to do my job, okay? So, as somebody who is quite familiar with the cake industry, as someone who is quite familiar with e-commerce and social media, as someone who is quite familiar with running business, I want to talk to you about a question that I got several times the other day, which is, would I ever do a partnership like that with like a Williams-Sonoma, right? Because we have this idea that exposure. The only one crying about exposure being good is people who ain't been exposed, all right? The rest of us with a little piece of name for ourselves, we like, exposure don't pay no bills. I can't pay who I got, because y'all swear I got a car note. And I don't have a mortgage no more. So let me see. I can't pay T-Mobile, okay? I can't pay T-Mobile on exposure. I can pay them with cash. That's what they take. They take debit, credit. If you go in there, I'm sure you can pay with cash. I don't know what the COVID procedures are, but I ain't been into a T-Mobile store in years, literally, since I bought this phone right here. Okay, this is an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Do the same thing that 11 do. Nothing separate, in my opinion. But anyway, well, okay, when I do a partnership like this with Williams, and I'm going to tell you how I look at, and hopefully this might change your perspective if you think, oh, I want to do that too. If you want to do it, the Lord told you to do it, go after it. But hopefully this will change your perspective. So right now, there are multiple ways to make money as an influencer. Yes, you've seen this all over the place. You can do videos and get ad revenue. You could do things on Facebook and collect stars, which is like money that people give you, like a donation, a little offering, okay? You could create a product, or you could provide a service, right? These are all things that you can do as an influencer to generate a level of income. You could, partner with major brands and use your following to get major brand. You could do this a lot, right? However you want to look at it, we do have what we call the rate of conversion. So there's a couple of terms you just got to be familiar with as I go down, as I get ready to land this plane. Huh? Yes. Okay, so the first is called rate of conversion. That typically is the percentage of viewers or followers that you are able to turn into paying customers. So this is the amount of people that you could get to pay you for something, right? And this population of people could be a mix of people who follow you very closely, people who just heard about you recently, or it could be people who just happen to be browsing, saw what you're doing, and was like, I want in. Those last two occurrences are pretty rare. Typically, it's people who follow you for a long time, or they've been following you for the value factor. So they follow you because there is something that you're saying or doing that is speaking to their level of value in their life, and that is the attraction to you. And it's something you said or done where you've made an offer and you've deepened the offer so much that they look at the relationship, they look at how well they know you, how well they like you, and they make a decision on whether or not they're ready to support you. That could happen at stage, 1 of the relationship or stage 5, but eventually it happens, right? Don't believe me, just look at your buying pattern. So people who are watching me right now, you buy from me. So I've been able to scam you out of a cookbook or a skillet or a knife or whatever. There are some of you, all I gotta say is I have a new cookbook coming out next week, as a matter of fact. It'll be in the warehouse on Tuesday. You go in. No questions about it. I ain't got to think about it. Darius, here's my $32.99. Send my book to the house. All right, boom. Then there's some of you who you need to hear me say it 3 or 4 times before you go, okay, he's seen it. I've seen some of the resources. I've seen people talking about it online. I'm in. Let me go buy, right? And then there's some of you that you're in, but you don't make the decision until the offer is deepened. Yes? You want to take out pen and paper because I feel like I'm preaching to somebody. All right. So what'll happen is that, you follow, you watch, you're on my live streams, you're either on Instagram or you're watching me on Facebook cook. And at some point you've been wanting to commit to buying, but you go, I don't know. I'm just not ready yet. And then I say 40% off and you say, there he is. I'm in, right? That's the 9% I'm talking about. So we look at the average rate of conversion, the population, it's about 9%. Give or take. Could it be more? Yes. Could it be less? Yes. But on average, 9%. Now, let's talk about selling cakes, because I happen to know a lot about that because I own Carolina Pound Cakes, which is about to make its return. Thank you, because this shit's just good and it's a great money maker. So basically I sell each item at $50. So we're looking, hold on, it's Crystal texting me. Nope. Hold on. Not yet. Okay, so I'm selling each cake for $50, right? But here's what I'm looking at. So as I guide this conversation, the $1 million mark. So everything I do, every launch, every idea needs to make me $1 million. If it ain't $1 million, it's got to get me close to $1 million. If it's not, we got to figure out how we can get to $1 million. You know how at a certain point in your life, doing things for something that you consider your value to be less than just isn't advantageous enough for you. So that's kind of how I feel. That's me, my own thinking. You ain't got to agree with it. Nobody asked you. All right. So in this example where we're talking about what the potential could be, we're going to do it at $1 million. Do I know what Jocelyn is making from any of this? I don't. If you ask me, is she making $1 million? I'm going to tell you no. Right? Do I have any proof to back that up? No. But knowing what I know about the industry, no. Okay. So in order to get to $1 million at $50 for each individual unit or item to be sold, that's 20,000 units we got to sell. All right. 20,000 times $50 gives us $1 million. So all we got to do is sell 20,000 cakes. Boom. Easy. How do we get there? All right. So in order to sell the 20,000 units, you got to look at your number of following, because you got to be realistic about this. You know how sometimes people be like, I got 400 followers, I want to make $1 million. And you be like, Puddin', you need more followers. Like, how you gonna convert what you got? Like, it don't work that way, right? So in order to get to 20,000 units over the course of 1 year to make $1 million, you need to have at least 222,000 2,000 followers. I think it's like 222.5 exactly, right? That'll get you at least down to your 9%. And that's if you got each person making one unique purchase. Very simple, okay? Let's keep going. Our time limit we're looking at is going to be 1 year. So that's 20,000 units over a year, 1,666 units a month, about 55 cakes a day, all right? And you go, okay, Darius, 55 cakes, that sounds like it's a lot. I don't know how to make 50. I'm barely making 4K. You know them people that don't like me on Twitter? I ain't gonna call no names. I want to call names so bad, but I'm trying to stay saved. I'm trying to make these videos positive and light. And to be honest with you, I'm trying to make it to heaven. That's my goal. So I'm not gonna call no names, but you know who you are. You cake people all over this country, especially you ones that are in Detroit. Okay? There's no way they're making 55 cakes a day. That's a lot of cake to make. So Darius, what is you talking about? How do we get there? Okay, great. So here's a little formula I use, right? A little something I look at. And I'm only looking at two important pieces of the pie: live streams and email marketing. That's it, right? We can talk about sales funnels. We can talk about call to action all day. I'm looking at two things: emails and live streams, right? Those are what's popping right now. So I'm gonna use those. So in my email, I have about 400,000 people on my email list. I've been building it up for years. It's time to clean it, but I've been building it for years. Now, I'm giving you a very average amount of viewership that I get on my live stream. This is a very small average. This is not, what happens each time. Because if you mention, fried chicken, banana pudding, peach cobbler in your title, your viewership triples, right? So it just depends, right? But I can't make fried chicken, banana pudding, every damn day. So on an average day, I'm making a beef kebab, a bacon fried rice or something like that, right? On YouTube, we're looking at 800 people watching on YouTube. We're looking at 2 Facebook channels. The first is my fan page and my personal page. About 2,500 on my fan page, 700 on my personal page, my Instagram at 1,200, and then my TikTok at 1,200. So you're looking at a total of 6,400, small average, right? Of people watching. It could be more than that, obviously. But 9% of the Go Live audience is 576 people. Okay? 9% of the conversion of the 6,400 people watching me, 576. Do with that what you want to do with that, all right? So if we're talking about 55 cakes, get my calculator, talking about 55 cakes a day, if I'm able to convert on an average day 576 orders, that means the requirement for me to have to do that 55 cakes, I can do this once every 10 days, right? Twice every 10 days, and I'll meet my requirement for the 55 orders a day. So you can easily get to 55 a day. You ain't gotta be 55. It could be 200 every 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at your averages and figure that part out. But if I do that, so let's just say I'm able to convert. And I'm gonna tell you something. It ain't that hard to convert. All right? Especially people that's been rocking with you. That's why your content has to be consistent. You showing up on social has to be consistent. Getting people to know exactly who you are, like you, all that has to be consistent. Okay, but listen, so 576 from just live stream. I didn't even really count email in this. I should have counted email. I didn't. So it's probably more than that, but we're going to just go low right now. Be very conservative. 576 times 50 is 28,800. So that's your $29,000 right there. 29,000 from just converting from live stream only, right? Now, you might say, but Darius, I don't know, because $50, everybody ain't going to pay $50. Okay, watch this. Offer a discount, make it $35, right? That's really going to prompt people to want to pay for whatever it is you're offering, because everybody loves a discount, you included, all right? You offer at $35, guess what? $20,100 is what you're generating from your 576 people. We're getting very close now to meeting our targets and our goal. Now, I don't know if Sugarface at GrandBabyCakes is making this kind of money. She just very well may. I have no proof that dictates any way or the other. I'm just happy that she is now, she can say, hey, I'm a Williams-Sonoma supporter or collaborated with Williams-Sonoma. I did do a little research for you. On average, I'm not saying this is her contract because she can negotiate, right? But on average, influencers make between 10 and 15% of each order sold, which if we meet in the middle, 10 to 15% will end up being $13 per item sold. And typically the advance is about $25,000. So they cut you a check for $25K, do your little work. Once you do your little work, then they start selling it and marketing it, and you got to market to your audience, and you make $13 per item sold. Now, does it make sense to say, well, Darius, I don't have to do anything. I can sit back, cross my legs, do nothing, and make $13 in order with my $25,000 advance, right? Sure could. Absolutely. Not a big deal. But if we say, wait a minute, what if I were to create some content, grow a following, create a sense of community, and then make an offer? What does that look like? All right. And again, if you're able to do it, and with my little nominal, now again, my little numbers are very small, but if you're able to do it with my little numbers, 55 cakes a day, your $1 million is right around the corner. Okay. So I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. By the time you get your FEIN set up, you get your ServSafe set up, find you someplace to bake your stuff in. You do it. You do the baking yourself. If you ain't doing nothing else, what else you doing for $1 million a year? You'll figure it out. You see, you'll figure out what to do. You'll find your little part-time help. You get your little nephew in there, try to get him to sift the flour and put on an apron and wear some gloves. You figure something out. By the time you get done with all of that, sure, your revenue is $1 million. You take home because you got expenses, but what does that look like, right? And then the viability of that. So the way I look at it is like this. Unfortunately, we are in the court of public opinion. It just is what it is, right? Everything we do depends on whether or not the people are like, Darius, we like you, or Darius, we don't like you. Luckily, for somebody like me, not only do I not give two shits, but the other beautiful thing about it is that I don't have a boss to report to, or I don't have a partnership to be concerned about. So for Jocelyn, she has to remain in the good graces of the people and not be attacked by people from the outside who say, I hate your bubbly personality. If she does become attacked, unfortunately, that jeopardizes the level of the partnership or the level of the influence. And then you go, okay, what do you do next, right? But there's something about 100% ownership in the whole situation that knocks all of that out the window, okay? Because then it's like, hey, you could say you don't like me. You could do a campaign against me. You can do whatever you want to do. You can try to get me deplatformed all day long. Guess where I'm going? Nowhere. And guess what I'm going to do? Be right here. And guess how much more money I'm going to make? As much as I want to, right? Because then you own it. So again, to bring this to a close, because I said it wasn't going to be that long, but clearly it's long. I don't know why y'all don't like the fact that this woman is selling her stuff at the rate she's selling her stuff at, okay? She got stuff to support, bills to pay, kids to send off to college, and the whole bit. Or a kid. I don't know if she has more than one kid. I forget. But neither here nor there, she's doing her thing. And it's not until we don't... So we'll preach all day long. Unity in the community. Black people come together. We need to see more black people represented in non-black spaces. Which, why? Because the last thing I hear is we need white people represented in non-white spaces. So why? You know, that's what I say. But, and you know, that's neither here nor there, but I do question, why is there an incessant need for us to be considered in spaces that were not intended for our growth at all to begin with? I had to break for a minute, so I forgot where I was. It's been a mess with the fire department and stuff, and the exhaust and the point. I don't know if I summed it up yet, but I grew up Baptist, so I closed like 5 times. The point is, you know, it is, we want people to be in these spaces. We want people, black people, to make it. We want black people to do well. And when they get the opportunity, for whatever reason, it's like we then put them down. We talk about them. You know, we want them in spaces as long as we can control how they show up and how they appear, right? We want them in spaces as long as it doesn't minimize what I'm doing. We want them in spaces as long as I don't become envious or jealous of their level of success. That's what typically happens. And I gotta tell you that ain't it. That ain't the way to go. You know, as a coping mechanism, I block you. You see what I'm saying? Like, I gotta protect my peace. So me blocking you make me feel good. So when you get on here talking, I mean, it's one thing to share your opinion. You know, I don't like this, I don't like that. But when you constantly over and over again, that ain't the energy I need around me. So I block you and move on. So I'm cool with just doing that. You feel me? But I really want us to get to a space or a place in life where we can genuinely be happy for other people based on what they are trying to accomplish. I don't really have a relationship with Jocelyn. Like, I don't fuck with her like that. But I think the work that she does is dope, right? I can't deny her talent. I cannot deny what it took to get this partnership and how long she might have been working to make it happen. And no doubt, as you look at like whatever her dreams are, or how she wants to live life, or how she wants to move forward, this might be a notch, you know, or a rung in like her ladder of her level of success. So I am all here, especially for Black Girl Magic, to set out to make an accomplishment, do it, and let's celebrate that. Matter of fact, I'm ordering a cake. I'm gonna post it when I order it. I would do it now, but I don't know how long it take to come. Let me see. Oh, I missed the phone call. Let me see. Williams Sonoma. I know I got an account with them. You know I know I got an account? Because I sat on here when I had surgery. I was house anesthesia and ordered everything. I ordered cakes, cookies, pies, croissants, you name it. I ordered all of that from Williams Sonoma. Let's see. GrandBabyCakes. Oh, GrandBabyCakes in the search option. All right, she has, ooh, child, hummingbird cake for $125. Strawberry lemonade is $99, and cinnamon roll pound cake is $99. Let me see. I don't like hummingbird, but this strawberry lemonade, I like that now. Let me see how long it's gonna take to get to me if I order it. $99. Oh, it says order now for delivery August 23rd to August 25th. Where am I be at August 23rd to, and why am I doing this still with this camera recording? I will be in Richmond, Virginia. Oh, now look at this. You order today, the 13th, you don't get it until 2 weeks later. I'm fine with that. All right? But y'all be having a problem when your cake take 3 days, 4 days to get to you. So if I order tomorrow, I can get it sent to Richmond, Virginia, and I'll pick it up in Richmond. So stay tuned. I'm going to order the cake tomorrow so I can make sure it ships and I get it when I get to Richmond, Virginia. Well, I'm going to have to order it on Monday because it said 23rd to 25th, and I want to make sure I get it. Or maybe I wait till I go to D.C. because I'm only in Richmond over the weekend. Thursday, Friday. No, I can get it on Friday, the 26th. Let me just play around with this. I'll let y'all know what I come up with. If not, it'll be in D.C. because at least I'll be in D.C. for a longer stretch of time. And I'll be in D.C. over the course of a couple of days so I can, you know, weekdays so I can get it in D.C. Anyway, I'm ordering a cake. I'm going to let y'all know what's up with it. I'm sure it's going to be delicious and just that on that. All right. Again, I don't know how to end these videos yet, so bear with me, but we're going to do what we always do. There's two things I want to tell you as I always do. Food is my life. Life, it is my food. Until next time, I want to wish you a happy cooking from my heart to yours. Bye, y'all.